What's up guys, it's Zero here. Today we're talking about Splinter Cell and the upcoming Splinter Cell Remake. Let's get into it. So guys, I have been pounding the table for a long time on the YouTube channel, begging for Ubisoft to make another Splinter Cell title. And yes guys, a remake is great. It kind of reintroduces the new generation into, Splinter Cell and what this, franchise is all about. And maybe if there's enough, interest in, the Splinter Cell remake, they will continue making, further Splinter Cell continuations. But I've been really wanting a true continuation of the franchise. It's such an incredible franchise. Sam Fisher is one of the most iconic, characters, for me at least, growing up in the gaming landscape. His character was one of the most popular in the world. And so I just felt like they were really onto something. They made some incredible Splinter Cell titles, from Pandora Tomorrow to Double Agent. There were so many of them I really enjoyed. Not all of them were perfect, guys. But that being said, I really enjoyed the franchise as a whole. So when there was rumor and talk of a Splinter Cell remake, I got very interested in this because I've been wanting a new Splinter Cell for a long time. Well, in an article coming to us from Justin Joy of Comic Book, Ubisoft has numerous titles under its umbrella and is best known for the Assassin's Creed series, but some series have all but been forgotten. One of those is Splinter Cell, and fans have been dying for a new entry during its hiatus. While it may not be a new game in the series, reports of a Splinter Cell remake have been swirling in the Nexus, and a recent event may have confirmed a release for the upcoming remake. So, Ubisoft is apparently endeavoring to work with Tencent to bring forth new ventures, one of which is the rumored Splinter Cell remake. During an address, Guillemot confirmed numerous titles were in the works or planned, one of which is Splinter Cell. The project was first teased on Ubisoft's YouTube channel in 2021. Yeah, guys, they announced this a while back, and we really haven't heard much about it, since it was, announced, that being the Splinter Cell remake. And, I don't blame Ubisoft for doing a remake instead of like a full-blown, continuation, just because they want to see, like, what does this new generation of gamers, is it going to be a game that they're going to actually really resonate with them? Which I think that Splinter Cell is going to resonate with really any generation. I just think it's that good. But nonetheless, them doing a remake, I think if it does really well, they knock it out of the park. I do think we're going to get further continuations in the Splinter Cell universe. Obviously, with Ubisoft in the current state they're in a dire need of creating some real bangers out of their IPs that they hold. And I think obviously with Rainbow Six Siege X, Assassin's Creed is their biggest, but obviously with Assassin's Creed Shadows, some of these, recent Assassin's Creed titles have not resonated very well. They really need something, a number of games, to be quite honest with you, but they really need some of these games, these like classic IPs, to get knocked out of the park for them to really, stay afloat, I think, because they are certainly on the brink, guys, of, potential doom, or at the very least, they're going to be coming off of the stock market and becoming a private company. But according to the report, the Splinter Cell remake is planned to release by the end of 2026. While fans may be disappointed there isn't a more exact release date, they can rest easy knowing the remake is still in the works and there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Before now, the Splinter Cell remake was just in the void with no end in sight. I disagree, man. I don't think we can really rest easy with really any video game out there in general. Think about it, guys. How many games have you heard, that we're getting a remake or a continuation of, and they keep getting delayed, and then all of a sudden it gets canceled or it's like canned or whatever? Just think of games like, State of Decay 3. I have been, creating a lot of content around State of Decay 3, and it just consistently keeps getting postponed, delayed, and things of that nature. Now, I don't think that State of Decay 3 is going to get canceled, but what I'm saying is a remake may be a lot easier for a company like Ubisoft to cancel than, say, like a flagship title like an Assassin's Creed or something, even if that Assassin's Creed title is in a terrible state in terms of, just from a graphical perspective, gameplay perspective. Even if it's in the worst possible state, they're still going to push forward because it's their big, their flagship IP. The Splinter Cell remake is only one project Ubisoft is developing, and the company is likely waiting until after the upcoming release of Assassin's Creed Shadows before making any big decisions on a path forward. Ubisoft recently reported being disappointed in the sales of Star Wars Outlaws, which some took as a sign of panic amongst the company. Rumors have swirled about Ubisoft being bought out, which still remains to be seen. Regardless of Ubisoft's future, fans are eager for the supposed Splinter Cell remake discussed in Insider Gaming's report. Splinter Cell was initially released in 2002, and a new entry in the series hasn't been released since 2013. Over a decade has passed since fans received a new adventure for Sam Fisher. The remake would allow fans to relive the original title with a brand new look and likely updated controls. Honestly, guys, I mean, it's exciting. I mean, I'm really excited, if this is truly going to come out. I mean, I want to see more information about it. I mean, like I said, they released a trailer years ago or a teaser, and we just haven't heard much since. And obviously, Ubisoft has been working on a number of different things here. But at the same time, I would love to get an update. Maybe we'll get one this year after Assassin's Creed Shadows comes out. Hard to say. 2026 may feel like a long way off, but Splinter Cell fans are used to being patient. While they wait, Netflix is producing an animated spin-off of the series titled Splinter Cell Death Watch, and rumors of a Fortnite Splinter Cell crossover has been leaked. So while fans may not get to play a new game soon, there is still love for the series being shown by other developers. Though the film starring Tom Hardy was unfortunately canceled. That would have been a really interesting movie, to say the least. It remains to be seen if Ubisoft hits its 2026 goal for the Splinter Cell remake. The company is reevaluating its assets and may ultimately change this timeline. Resources may be moved to other studios and projects, which could cancel the upcoming remake or speed up its release. The reception to Assassin's Creed Shadows will likely have a huge impact on future Ubisoft projects going forward. I think that Assassin's Creed Shadows will sell pretty well. I don't think it's going to do anything near what Ubisoft was hoping it would hit, though, in terms of numbers, just because of all the bad press and publicity it's been getting. I think Assassin's Creed Shadows, I don't think it's going to be a commercial failure, guys, but I think Ubisoft is going to look at it as they got to really reevaluate Assassin's Creed as a franchise as well. And so I'm going to keep my fingers crossed, guys. I'm to be quite honest with you, I'm concerned about the Splinter Cell remake. I think that there's a chance that it could actually get canceled. I don't think it should. I think a Splinter Cell remake absolutely should happen. And what I think needs to happen more often with these big game publishers, if they're not going to, continue creating these classic IPs or even IPs that they currently hold, if they're not going to do anything with them, they should sell them to, the highest bidder or to like an indie studio that can, create it as a labor of love, and do right by Splinter Cell or, even games like Dead Space, even though we got Dead Space Remake. We don't know what the future of Dead Space is with EA. There's just so many games, guys. I could go down an entire list, probably like 100-page list of games that could have had continuations, didn't get continuations, or just laying dormant with these AAA companies. And I just really think it needs to become more standard for these companies to either, give out the rights to third parties or, sell the rights, completely sell the IPs off. I just really think that needs to become more standard in the gaming industry so we get really good games, because a lot of these games like Splinter Cell were so solid. Not every entry was great, like I was mentioning, but it's such a great title and franchise that, man, I believe that there would be a number of companies that could do so many great things with it. But let me know, guys, what do you all think in the comment section down below? Do you think that we're going to be getting the Splinter Cell remake? Do you think it's going to be coming out in 2026? Do you think it's going to get pushed back? Do you think it's going to get canceled? What are you hoping for? What do you guys think about the current state of Ubisoft? Let's have a real conversation about it in the comment section down below. And for more Splinter Cell content and videos, keep it right here.